Pep, good afternoon. Starting, if we may, with the news that the FA want to hear more from you about the exchange with Nathan Redmond on Wednesday night. Now, both yourself and the player have confirmed it was a positive exchange, but looking back, do you have any regrets over the way that you spoke to him?
Yes.
And what exactly do you regret about it?
I did it. It happened in Munich when I was with my old player, lovely player Joshua Kimmich. I did it the same in Dortmund, and I had regret that after the game, and the same now. So I cannot control myself. I have to do that, but I could not, and hopefully I improve. But what I said is what I said. What Nathan Redmond said in his statement yesterday. So more than I admire him like a football player, I just feel thank you for his comments. But if the FA want my statement again, I'm able to explain whatever he wants. But if they don't believe me, I don't know what we are doing here. So I don't know what you make press conferences. Because when I give me an opinion, I give an opinion, and the fact you can be agree or not about how was the game or whatever. But if you explain me what happened, and I say what happened, and the people don't believe me, better cancel our press conference and just make a games. But if they want to listen to me, I will do it. So they can do that with me, with Nethel, and with the Sun. So it's not a problem.
Do you feel it was in any way disrespectful to Mauricio Pellegrino, the way you spoke to one of his players?
Listen, I played in my career against millions of managers in different ways they play. I will never judge the way my opponents want to play against my teams, because I don't like the other team managers judge what I want to do. So because I am pretty sure of that, because I know when Pellegrini wants to win the game. Definitely. Only I said after my press conference is because we didn't win maybe more clear or comfortable, because it's so complicated to defend when 10 players defend in the box. And because they believe that is the best way. And I face this kind of teams a lot of times in my career, and when I'm thinking about what I have to do to beat them in that way, because other teams, they make high pressing, the other teams waiting for that. And I said of that because I understand, for example, in the last minutes with Suarez is 2 minutes on the field wasting time, because I did it too. And I said to my players in the last moments, okay, you have to finish the game. And I understand completely to attack with the set pieces or something like this, or long balls, because I am. So they know the teams better than ever. Only I said to Nethel, so my admiration like a player like this, and I said to encourage him, you have to attack, because you have quality to do that. But of course it was my teammate, we were friends, and in Barcelona with Mauricio, and never in my career in press conference, on the pitch and off the pitch, I was really respectful about what they believe to do to beat me. It was the same I do to beat them. The same. I believe in a way, and I know, because a little bit can be more surprised or not, because Southampton, I saw many games before our game, he can play the way he played, but he can play completely different. It's a team who one of the most chances created in the Premier League that season, is the team who most posts did until now, I think 8 or 9. So it's a team can do both things, and I expect, so they are going to attack, they are going to play, because they have an amazing players. So all of them, Real Romero, Van Dijk, and Hot, and Suarez, Bertrand, Long, Redmond, Buffal, all of them have quality. And I said to the players, be careful, because that team is a real good team. Even now, I think, the same I thought before, it's a team, one for me, the best teams in the Premier League, in the terms of the quality they have. But if they decide to play like this, I'm not the right guy to say I'm right or not. I just encourage you, because my emotion was there, because how I celebrated, because I scored a goal in 95 minutes. We can keep our victory streak over in that moment. I said to Uriol, I said the same. I said the same with Lemina, and I said the same with Redmond. So that is what it is.
the player that created that moment of quality, Raheem Sterling, how important and why is it so important that you're able to sort his long-term future and tie him down to another contract here at Manchester City?
No, it's not my business right now, so it's for Chicky. So I think I was clear. We were clear like a club in the beginning of the season when Arsenal maybe want him, and we said absolutely not. That is not going to happen. So he's still young, more experienced, hopefully make him happy and can stay for longer. But depends on the club, of course. It depends on him.
How is Leroy Sané?
He was sick. He has fever the day of the game against Southampton, and now yesterday was in the training session, so it's okay. He's good.
He's one of 3 players with Vincent Kompany and Fernandinho who are 1 booking away from a ban. Does that at all come into your thoughts ahead of the team selection for West Ham, considering it's the Manchester derby they would be bound for?
We will see tomorrow. Tomorrow have training session, and we will see what they're going to do. Of course, they can play, they can rest. We cannot forget Vincent was 2 months and a half injured and played game and 3 days later game. And Fernandinho played a lot of minutes, but what I said many times, the most important game is West Ham. What I am thinking about United if we are not able to win West Ham. So next one is the most important. Tomorrow we'll see the players.
The bookings don't worry you then?
No, of course I'm worried. I'm worried about the book, but because of course United is an important game, but West Ham as well. So we're going to see the team, the preparation, because last game didn't play David Silva from the beginning. Maybe I rotated. I'm going to rotate in Shakhtar, and the next game. We got 9 games in 1 month. A lot of games, and everybody has to play.
Pep, just going back to Raheem, why were you so certain this season that he was going to have a major impact? Because in August, a lot of people might have thought exchanging him for Alexis Sanchez was a good thing to do.
I think all the credit deserves to him. So all the managers around the world want to help their players, because if they play good, we survive. If they play bad, we will be sacked. And we want to help them. But all the credit is about Raheem, all of them. So we try to help him, and but not just with Raheem, for the other ones, to be individual performance to help the team, and to be collective good performance to help individually. So there's no secrets about that. So when the people say in the beginning of the season, that is of course. So our football is 24 hours speaking about that. It's normal. So now in the winter transfer is going to happen again.
But you must have believed in him though, because it was in your power to say yes, you can go, and you chose not to do that.
Yeah, of course we believe in him. But I believe for the players don't play regularly, like for example Bernardo or Gundogan is for a long time injured, or Danilo, for example. We believe in them. But 100%, we believe in them. But of course we have to choose 11 players, and some players play more than the other ones. But we believe absolutely in them. And after that we will see in winter, and especially in summer, we're going to speak individually for them and say, are you happy? I want to stay. Are you going to accept again that situation, the play or maybe not play? And after, fluently, we're going to decide what is the best for them, for the club, for everybody.
Just on Fernandinho, I think he started every Premier League game as the holding midfielder. What are your other options for that position? Ilkay played a bit there last season before his injury. Is he still? Can he still play in that position?
Yeah, in that position, play Yaya today. Yaya can play there, of course, and Gundogan played. But last season when he played more like attacking midfielder, more than a holding midfielder. But of course, he can play there for the quality he has. Yeah.
Just down the front, please.
Pep, when you see the improvement that you've made to Raheem, or the improvement Raheem's had since working under you, so it's a very short amount of time you've been together. Are you confident that you can do that with any player? I mean, he looks a completely different player to what he looked like before. He always had potential. And does that help you when you go out and you speak to a player, a target that you want to bring to the club, when they see what you can do to someone?
No, listen, believe me. So I didn't discover Raheem. The player he is, I didn't discover him. For the quality to put the ball in the last action or dribbling like this is his talent. So he did it in Liverpool. In Liverpool, play amazing. That's why Manchester City pay a lot of money to take him for his age, for a man. So all the credit is for him. But we try. Is the same, for example, when we try to help one player didn't play good. I don't feel guilty because he's not playing good. At the same time, I not feel the responsibility to say the RAHEEM. We try to do our best, all the staff, to help them to understand the game, to understand for himself, for the group, what we're going to do. It's simple like that. Of course, we are so happy. I'm happy for him because he's a nice guy. He's beloved in the locker room. He's a guy who's more stable, less in the social media, so he's more focused in football, in private life, and that's good. So, but believe me, it's again when I said your colleague. So, all we has done, like for example, Kevin in the season, or Fernandinho, or Otamendi, or John Stones before injured, or all the players that regularly play in top level, is absolutely their credit. It's how good they are.
I think you mentioned RAHEEM's social media a few times last season. You preferred he didn't. He was more focused on football. Did you tell him, come away from that sort of thing, you'll improve as a player? Have you said that to other players as well?
Yeah, of course. They are free to do whatever he wants. But sometimes they do that, and after that they have 20 million comments criticizing him, the picture or something like that. You can avoid it. So the people insult you, the people criticize you because you show a picture or show a Snapchat or something like that. So you want to do it. No problem. But I don't know if you put a WhatsApp about your family, the people criticize your family because of how they dress, or in which pool they were, or in which beach they enjoying. So why? So stay for yourself, enjoy yourself, with your family, with your friends, and nobody has to know what you do in your private life. That is my opinion. But of course they can do their free time, what they do, whatever they want. No. It's not. No. We don't have absolutely anything about that. I said last season. It's just our advice, like a club. Because we spoke about that like a club, or like me personally.
Has that really impressed you with the social media with Sterling, that he's shown the maturity, that he'd been able to just step away from it in the last 6 months or so?
Listen, if the reason why I stay out of the social media, score a lot of goals, I will say to all the players, out for the social media. It's not about that. So, but it's a question for him. We're going to make an interview to him. You can ask him if he decided to do it. I think before he was more active, and I think now is more a little bit passive, but of course nothing changed about that.
Can I just ask about the defending set pieces?
Yeah.
You mentioned a couple of days ago that opposing teams are finding different ways of attacking you from corners and free kicks. Just wondering whether that was something that you'd look to work on in the next few weeks. Different ways to defend.
Just I think in 2 years we were together, we conceded not too many goals in the set pieces. I think it was one of the not the strongest points, because our players are different type of players, more technical, smaller, or something like that. The best way is to avoid the stupid throw-ins. We concede, for example, 2 corners when we can avoid to give to Southampton this avoid. Another point, they have a Redmond and Bertrand. They are amazing takers. And you see how tall they are, so that's happened. And they make a good movement, so they block. Uriel Romeo block our first player and attack behind for another one, and they make a good movement. So the opponents work very well about that. So they did it well. So we have to accept it, and that's why it's to avoid it as much as possible. Because, for example, West Ham, our next 2 opponents in the Premier League, or United, for example, they are taller and higher and good takers, and of course you have to try to avoid as much as possible. And when that's happened, defend like we have defend that season, focus and aggressive and attacking the ball and try to concede a goal in that way.